Now, tonight is the 250th edition of Food and Drink. Please don't send flowers, least of all lilies. But a little indulgence is called for, I'm sure you'll agree. So to mark the occasion, we revisited the Pudding Club, a group of pudding fanatics based at the Three Ways Hotel in Mickleton, Gloucestershire. Very good fun it is too. We first went there 8 years ago. Then the club was in the capable hands of Jean and Keith Turner. They've now moved on, but tonight they and some of their old staff are to return to the club. Members will be voting for their favourite pudding, as always, but a special new pud will also be vying for their affection, the Millennium Pudding. But we begin way back when. The shrine we're heading for is the Three Ways Hotel at Mickleton, where they've a gift for hospitality. Our hosts for the evening are the owners, Keith and Jean Turner, founders of the Pudding Club.
It looks good.
I wonder who's
Even
on.
the sun's shining for us, isn't that nice? There you go. Let's see who's in here.
Oh, it's Sandra.
It's Sandra. Hello, Sandra.
Hi. Hello.
We've been away for 2 years, and in some ways it's just the same, in other ways it's well, I admit, much better than when we were here.
I love the things they've done to it. It feels really good.
A familiar face from the good old days. Ex-head chef Mary Stokes returns to the kitchen where it all started.
Nice to meet you.
Glad to be back.
Oh, yeah, it's great to meet you.
Hasn't changed much, has it?
New head chef John George now carries on the tradition, but for old time's sake, Mary's keen to roll her sleeves up.
I'm making spotted dick pudding because if that wasn't on a pudding club night, there'd be a lot of trouble. It's a very simple pudding, everybody's favourite, and I've got about 2 pounds of self-raising flour here, 4 ounces of caster sugar, which again give that a good stir around, 8 ounces of currants here, which I soak in brandy, leave it to soak for a couple of hours, really makes the difference. One of the secrets of a really good spotted dick is getting the dough wet enough. Too many people don't add enough milk to it. I'm going to put it into the sleeve using a nice big spoon and pack it in quite firmly. As I say, this can be used in a bowl, put into a greased bowl, or as they used to do it, into a cloth and boiled that way, tied up. And that'll go in the steamer for about an hour and a half.
Second only to making the puds is the job of calling the parade of puddings. And who could forget Master of Ceremonies, Steve Moore.
My old school day favourite, Spotted Dick!
So certainly it brings back my memory of having the opportunity to shout Spotted Dick to the nation, and I think it's wonderful that the Pudding Club has enjoyed such success and such enjoyment over the years for so many people.
Blackberry Exeter pudding!
A tough act to follow for new manager Peter Henderson.
The Pudding Club is 10 years old, and no one knows more than we do how popular traditional puds are, and people come to us from all over the world to enjoy them. But there's always room to tinker and to change and try and make improvements, and we're looking at a new hot pudding for the future. What can happen to traditional puddings with a twist into the 21st century? And so that's why John came up with the idea for the Millennium Pudding.
Right, OK, the gloves are really going to come off now if I'm going to make a pudding that's going to compete with Mary and the classics. So the first thing we're going to have to make is a lemon syrup. I've got my pan with some butter in it, the pared zest and juice of 5 lemons, half a pint of water, and 8 ounces of light Muscovy sugar. Now I'm going to just bring that to a gentle simmer and let it tick away for 5 minutes. Right, the next thing to do is to make our suet paste. So in goes our self-raising flour, suet, good pinch of salt, and enough water just to bind. We want an 18 by 16 inch rectangle, about 1/4 of an inch thick. We've got a nice light dough there, a good pound of lovely, really ripe peaches, more fudgy Muscovy sugar, mixed together, and on it goes. Now this is the clever part. We're going to spread these out, and then we're going to roll up the pudding. Okay, now that's had 5 minutes. Over goes all that zingy lemon syrup. Make it in a medium oven for about half an hour until it's golden brown and light and puffy.
I hope
we're beginning the trend away from food is bad for you towards food is good for you and to be enjoyed. Because I think we're sorely lacking in that at the moment. And the Pudding Club, I think, is really pointing the way in that direction.
That's right. Observation and experience shows that it isn't what you eat that does you harm or good. It's the attitude of mind you hold as you consume it. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow members of the Pudding Club, welcome. In accordance with our usual tradition, I better say this for those new members, we will, of course, dispense with a starter, because there is nothing sadder in the experience of a real devotee of the pud to find that at number 2 he's lost his appetite and he has to watch everybody else enjoying the rest of the puds.
Spotted Dick's back on again, and Lord Randall is joining us this evening again.
Ladies and gentlemen, fellow members of the Pudding Club, I'd like to say how honoured Jean and I, as the founders of the club, are to be back here in the Three Ways to be present at this celebration meeting of the club. We little knew what we'd started all those years ago, and we're just delighted to see it thriving.
Sticky toffee and date pudding. Oriental ginger pudding. Lord Randall's pudding. Syrup sponge. Everybody's favourite, Spotted Dick. Bread and butter pudding. Last of all, fellow members, John George's Millennium Pudding.
Millennium pudding.
What's it like?
It's very delicious, very, very nice, very fruity, lots of fruit. Yeah.
My vote has gone from the first one I tried, the second one I tried, and all I've just tried is absolutely wonderful.
Well, sticky toffee pudding, which is the old standard, but it's wonderful.
I think Millennium will be popular, but it won't be in the top 3. It'll still be good, but not in the top 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, fellow members of the Pudding Club, we now come to the most important part of the evening, which is the vote for the pudding of the night.
In third place, with 12 votes, is Millennium Pudding. In second place, with 13 votes, is Oriental Ginger Pudding. And tonight's winner with 14 votes is Bread and Butter Pudding. I give you a toast, the Pudding Club.
Gloriously daft, and more power to the Pudding Club, I say.